live. It's exciting and scary all at the same time. If you've never listened to my podcast, then a quick overview on my podcast. My podcast, being a yoga instructor, an esthetician, and a master herbalist, my podcasts generally are in that self-help, or rather self-care, I should say, even realm. I like to stay in the self-care world. Self-care has become really important these days with the rising costs of healthcare, and even just with the internet. There's more awareness out there these days of self-care and how can we take care of ourselves. I take a very practical approach. I'm Taurus. If you know that Taurus is anything about Tauruses, we're very pragmatic. So I take a very practical approach, and then I love to speak about it and talk about it in my podcast. So thanks for being here today. I'm trying live versions, and do give me some feedback. Usually, hopefully, it's good love. If you do have any other kind of feedback, always speaking with kindness. I do appreciate it. Also, you can subscribe, follow me, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, SoundCloud, Google Play, iTunes, and I'm on Spotify now, or even my website streams my podcasts. Anyway, let's get on. So today I've been doing a series on skin. As an esthetician, I've been doing a series on skin. Again, I'm very practical and pragmatic about my approach. And with skin, it's the largest organ of our body. I have 3 other podcasts on the skin already. I did the basic needs, exfoliation, and how do we get wrinkles. My wrinkles one is cool because it's kind of based on some of your daily habits that might be creating wrinkles. So it's really important to kind of listen to, because maybe you have habits in your daily routine that are creating wrinkles beyond what the sun does, or just touching your face, right? So there's all kinds of things. Anyways, listen to the other 3 podcasts. You can listen to this one right now. You don't have to completely stop and go to the others, but you do want to get to the others eventually. That's how I keep my podcasts around 20, less than 30 minutes. All right, so today, nourishing your skin with oils. Now, sometimes the minute somebody hears the word oil, they're like, ew, oil, that makes me feel oily, because we use the words oily or heavy, and even oil whenever we think about oil with cooking. Some people try and be fat-free or low-fat, and they think, oh, oils are so bad for me, but they're not. Oils are one of the best things for us, and our skin needs it. Oils, they're just amazing. But today, because I don't want to overwhelm you, I'm only going to cover 5. There's a 6th one, but 5 of oils that will really get you started in the world of using oils. Now, when you use oils, you can use them singly, which is my favorite, or maybe a combination. But even when I do a combination, I don't get too crazy. I only put 1 or 2, maybe 3 if I'm feeling crazy together. But you can truly use a single oil. Someone like me who has a lot of allergies, there was a time in my life when I was breaking out in rashes and acne, and I could not figure out for the life of me what was going on. So I started to have to break things down to its simplest form, and journal about my allergies and my reactions to figure it out. I figured out I am highly allergic to nut oils. After doing other allergy testing for internal, I figured out that nuts aren't good for me at all, but on my skin. So you have kukui, argan. Those 2 will give me the biggest reaction. Other names for kukui and argan are, well, for argan is like the Moroccan oils. It's in almost everything these days. And I live in Hawaii, and Hawaii's big on kukui oil. They're very similar oils, and they are promoted for their amazing benefits. And yes, they do have amazing benefits unless you're allergic to it. Kukui oil will make me look like I got attacked by mosquitoes. Large rash, like mosquito bites. Or like rather even day-old mosquito bites that I've been itching for days. That's how big and red they get. And let's hear argan oil. It's a smaller rash, but sometimes it can start to present itself looking almost like poison ivy. Yeah, that extreme. Or even eczema. You start to think that you have eczema. So just something to take notice here. and maybe a future podcast a little bit more on that. But when I started to isolate what I was putting on my skin using single oils, first one I tried, to be honest, is coconut oil. And coconut oil is my go-to, my 911. My body likes the coconut oil and it calms things down. So when I am having a rash or even a mosquito bite, I can relieve some of the itchiness of a mosquito bite just by putting coconut oil on it. Coconut oil is very calming. And I do prefer to get it as virgin, cold pressed, where I can even still smell the coconut in it. So as natural as I can get it, that's what I go for. But actually a little bit more on that here in a moment. But coconut oil was the first one I tried. But within that list, wait, let's back up just a little bit. That's why doing live is intimidating, to make sure I do things in the proper order. Anyway, skincare can be really simple, and it doesn't have to be super expensive. Sometimes whenever you're looking at the price of, say, rosehip oil, you kind of are in shock at the price of it, but you're able to buy it in larger quantities where you can just bathe in it pretty much. Whereas when you're buying skincare from a counter, brand name skincare, for sometimes up to $140, I'm not going to mention the name brand because I'm not a name brand caller outer, but this particular name brand does rhyme with hoop. And it's $140 for night cream. And if I remember right, I should have wrote this down, but if I remember right, it's only like a half an ounce or less. Actually, I think it's less than a half an ounce for $140 of this night cream. It has an ingredients list bigger than the jar that it comes in. And it is only, let's see, I have it right here. It's only 79% organic. With all those fillers and everything in it, there's no way it can ever be 100% organic. But if you buy 100% organic rosehip oil, you know that you're putting 100% rosehip oil on your body, or 100% organic coconut oil, right? You know what you're buying when you get into single ingredients. And the truth is, here, I have a little quote for you. Truth is, you can keep things simple and have great skin while eliminating irritants, harsh chemicals, endocrine disruptors, cheap filler ingredients that do nothing for the skin, and most of the time they're petroleum-based products, and on and on and on and on. Anyways, that's my little quote or spiel of the day. So when we get into the oils, different oils have different properties. Now, we might be talking about using single oils on your skin, like rosehip, grapeseed, coconut. But within those oils, even though it's a single ingredient that you're buying and putting on your skin, they have multiple nutrients in them. So when I'm using the word single, I'm just using the word single to imply that you're buying a single ingredient, even olive oil. Yeah, everybody has olive oil in their kitchen. You could use olive oil. And we all know that olive oil has multiple benefits as well. But that's actually not one of the oils on my list today, but it is amazing. If I could talk about all of them, I would. But let's start with grapeseed oil. So grapeseed oil, again, you're buying a single oil, but the benefits of grapeseed oil is it's usually good for all skin types. It's not a nut, right? So we're talking seeds here. It's not a nut. So someone like me who's allergic to nuts, I can use grapeseed oil. It's good for all skin types. It absorbs well. It's really good for combination skin. So since it's good for pretty much all skin types, it's going to be good for combination. So where you're oily in the T-zone and dry in the cheeks, it will complement both of those symptoms, if you want to call them symptoms. It absorbs well. So, okay, little hint, when you're working with oils, if you use too much, then yeah, it might stay like a slick on your face for quite a while. But you only need a little bit, just the tiniest bit, and it will spread amongst your face. If you use too little, you can always get another little dab and then work your way down into the décolleté or something like that. But less is always more when you're working with oils. So if you're using your proper amount, it should absorb within 15-20 minutes. So maybe even put the oil, take your shower, put the little bit of oil, very little bit of oil on, and get dressed or do, your entire body. And then by the time you're done doing your entire body, your face may have absorbed the majority of it. If not, you could blot off if you're going to put FYI here, I don't wear makeup. I have on some eyeliner and mascara. I do like to accentuate the blue eyes, but I'm not a big advocate of caking my face with. I like to let my face breathe, which brings me to the Evan Healy. Evan Healy is a product line, so if you're not much of a DIY person and you insist on buying a product line, check out Evan Healy. They're big advocates of letting the skin breathe. That's one reason why I do like their product if you wanted to buy a product, but I really think you can stick with single oils and get creative and do it yourself and save a lot of money. But it's all about letting the skin breathe. So again, grapeseed oil, if it's going to absorb easily, it's going to let your skin breathe. The molecular structure of it, the molecular structure of most petroleum oils is too big for our skin to even absorb, for it to do any good, and it just sits on top of your skin. And that's where you're getting that whole feeling of, oh, when I put oil on my face, it just feels heavy and sticky and greasy all day. You're possibly using something petroleum-based, like AKA mineral oil. Mineral oil does not absorb. Our skin doesn't like it. It doesn't allow it in. The molecular structure is too big. Grapeseed oil is also, it's actually high in vitamin E. We all hear about the benefits of vitamin E. Vitamin E is very good. It's an antioxidant, and it's going to help with any scarring. So if you have acne scarring or scarring from an injury, grapeseed oil is going to be really good with that. It's like using vitamin E. It also, grapeseed oil, because it has vitamin E in it, vitamin E is a great preservative. So you can mix grapeseed oil, say, with rosehip oil, and it'll help preserve the rosehip oil. And with that said, let's move on into rosehip seed oil. Once again, we're talking about a seed, very safe for anybody who's allergic to nuts. Any of my advice I give, anybody could be allergic to anything on this planet. So always be careful. Do test spots. Test right here in the inside of your elbow. Do test spots. If you tend to be a highly reactive person or a sensitive person, always test your product right here in the elbow crease. The skin is gentle enough in there that if you're going to get a reaction, it will usually show it to you. Anyways, rosehip, pretty safe. And also can be good for almost any skin type because it's very light and absorbs nicely. And rosehip seed oil has the omegas in it, so like omega-3, 6, which our bodies don't produce naturally, but we can get it from plant-based products or even, fish and such like that. Doesn't have enough in it for you to consume rosehip seed oil in lieu of eating salmon or fish, but I'm just using that as an example of some of the beautiful nutrients of rosehip seed oil. And rosehip seed oil tends to be a really popular one for mature skin. That doesn't mean that young skin can't use it, young skin, all skin types, but it is very popular in the mature skin world because it's going to be gentle on, say, rosacea. As people get older, they get rosacea, telangiectasia, and just dry, really dry as we get older. So rosehip is generally really popular for that if you have dry skin. And like I said, you can mix rosehip with grapeseed. So you're getting all the benefits of grapeseed and rosehip, and the grapeseed will help stabilize the rosehip oil. Rosehip oil should be refrigerated, especially if you're going to buy it in a large quantity. If you're going to buy it in 4 ounces, keep the 4 ounces in the refrigerator, but maybe buy a small dropper, like a 1/2 ounce dropper that you can keep in your bathroom if you need it to be more convenient. So it could be on your bathroom counter for, say, maybe 30 days at the most. So keep the bulk of it in the refrigerator, because if you do kind of, at the price of rosehip seed oil, if you kind of gag at the price of rosehip seed oil, then you're going to want to protect your investment by keeping it in the refrigerator. Also, if you're going to have it on the counter, like I said, add a little bit of grapeseed oil to it. You could do different concoctions. You could do 2/3 rosehip seed and 1/3 grapeseed. You can do 1/2 and 1/2, or vice versa, maybe 2/3 grapeseed and 1/3 rosehip seed to make the rosehip seed, since it is a little bit more pricey, make it last longer, but you're still getting some of the benefits. So there's 2 reasons to maybe make a combination: to preserve the rosehip seed and save you some money, as well as you're in a powerhouse of 2 amazing oils, right? All right, moving on. Coconut oil. I mentioned it a little bit. It's my go-to. So if you do have skin that tends to be really reactive, it's going to cool it down and calm it down. The best way to fight a reaction. So let's say you do your little test spot here, or you forget to do your test spot and you put something on your face that you react to. Put coconut oil on as soon as possible. Even if you get into, say, essential oils, if you're using essential oils, and you use an essential oil that's burning, like maybe you are silly and you put cinnamon oil straight on your skin, it's going to burn. You want to put coconut oil on. That's why coconut oil is my 911, my emergency oil, because the best way to fight oil is with oil. So the coconut oil will dilute the other oil that's creating a reaction. And when you dilute it, then things are going to calm down, right? So coconut oil also has really good ingredients. It's got some caprylic acid in it, which caprylic acid makes it antimicrobial for things like even eczema, jock itch. Do I dare say jock itch, right? The foot fungus. Why can't I think of the name for the foot? Oh, athlete's foot. Anyways, when you get into that caprylic acid, it is antimicrobial. It will help calm down stuff like that. If you do get into poison ivy, again, poison ivy, when you touch the plant or a plant like poison ivy, it's an oil that's getting on your skin. So when you put coconut oil on it, you're going to dilute the poison ivy oil, hopefully even get it off and calm things down. So coconut oil is your go-to, your 911. You need to have it. It has lots of yummy benefits. Let's see here. If I wrote down any other benefits, you can totally Google it. You know it's a good one. Now, sometimes coconut gets confused with a nut. You're like, Renee, you told us you're allergic to nuts. How are you using coconut oil? Coconut oil isn't a traditional nut as far as, like what a walnut, a pecan, and such like that are. Those are the kind of nuts that I'm allergic to. Coconut oil, thank goodness, because my body likes it and it works well for me. So I'm able to use it. If you are allergic to coconut oil, then obviously it's not going to be your 911 oil or your go-to. Remember, you could use even something like olive oil. Would do something very similar. Olive oil, having that in your kitchen would be very handy for emergencies, mosquito bites, poison ivy, too much essential oils on your body, whatever it is that you've gotten into. You could use olive oil in the same manner, but my favorite is coconut oil. And then evening primrose oil. So evening primrose oil is just as sexy as it sounds. Sexy. Can an oil really be sexy? Anyway, evening primrose oil is high in the omega-6 fatty acids as well. And it's something that our body doesn't naturally produce, but we need it. And so it's crucial for healthy skin, nails, and even hair. Your hair, you can put some of these oils on the tips of your hair as well. So many uses. You can put it on your entire body because you're buying this in large quantities, anywhere from an ounce to even 16 ounces. So you could truly just bathe in it and slather it up and enjoy this over your entire body. But if you buy less than a half an ounce of a skincare line that rhymes with hoop, you're not going to want to waste that, right? You're only going to put it in little spots. Why not have something that your entire body, because your skin, remember, is the largest organ of your body. So we're not just talking your face here. Yes, face visibly tends to be where we get obsessed, and that's also our identity. You recognize me when you see my face. It's also our first impression whenever people see us. So it is why we fixate on the face. But let's think of the whole body. All your skin is the largest organ of your body, and the largest organ in your body can benefit from all these oils I'm talking about today. So great reason to save money and be able to buy more and use evening primrose oil. You will love it. Get some, use some. Now that's another one. Might seem pricey like rosehip oil, but you can add it to grapeseed oil, make it last longer. I would also keep evening primrose oil in the refrigerator, the bulk of it, so that it has more longevity. You could do grapeseed, rosehip, and evening primrose. It would make a beautiful serum for your skin and help you save some money. Use it on the largest organ of your body, so use it from head to toe. And let's see here, it also contains vitamin E and vitamin C. However, grapeseed oil is going to still be more stable, which is why a little bit of grapeseed oil with primrose oil will make it more stable. Otherwise, refrigerate it. Something to note when you refrigerate them, if you do go out to your kitchen to put it on your face or body, it's cooling. So in the summer when it's hot, or when you live in Maui like I do, it actually feels good to put that cool oil on your skin. It's kind of yummy and worth having it in your refrigerator. Just got to remember to use it. Avocado oil. This is also something that people are starting to find in their kitchen these days, because avocado oil is a nice stable oil to cook with. And so maybe you already have some on hand. You could use coconut, or rather avocado oil, in the same manner as coconut oil. It could be also another good 911 oil to calm things down when you have poison ivy and you just need to dilute. It's a great carrier oil for even essential oils if you get into essential oils. It's intended for dry, dehydrated, and mature skin. Avocado oil sometimes, let's back up just a little bit. Evening primrose oil can be really good for eczema and that type of skin issues. All right, avocado oil as well. So avocado and evening primrose oil, let's face it, so would rosehip and grapeseed. But if you're looking for something and you already have it in your kitchen, why not try it? You don't even have to go to the store and buy it if you already have it. And places to buy this stuff, Star West Botanicals and Mountain Rose Herbs are both websites online, and they have really good quality, trusting products up there. And you can get organic. You can buy non-organic. Most of these products that I'm talking about here today usually aren't farmed as a GMO. So even if you can't find an organically sourced one or afford an organically sourced one, you're going to be pretty safe with a wild crafted one as well. So you can try it, use it, enjoy it, save some money. But organic, I'm a big junkie for organic. I truly do believe organic is most of the time the best way to go. The more you support the organic industry, the more affordable it's going to get, right? Because it's going to become the norm. And supporting farmers, usually they're smaller local farmers, fair trade, so getting them organic. I do have some links in the notes on where you can buy some of these. Amazon, all of this stuff is found on Amazon. You can find it on Amazon. And even Costco is where I get sometimes my virgin coconut oil and avocado oil. I'm not ashamed to say it, because I can get it in large quantities, and as doing facials and skincare, I need it in very large quantities. But don't be afraid to buy 4 ounces or 16 ounces of this stuff and use it on the largest organ of the body from head to toe. You're going to love it, and it's going to feel amazing and create some good results. Now, one thing I didn't mention today is essential oils. I'm an aromatherapist. For 15 years, I've been a master herbalist and an aromatherapist. And with that said, you know what? What's the main word you hear when I say aromatherapist? You hear aroma. I am traditionally trained that aromatherapy is exactly that. It's aroma. It's meant to work with your olfactory system and give you benefits from there. Can essential oils like lavender and some of those also be good topically? Yes, if you are diluting them. So if you are using essential oils, I'm not going to tell you to stop, but I want you to be extremely careful. They should all be diluted. And when you get into aromatherapy, that definitely doesn't mean ingest. Don't resist ingesting it. Just don't go there. I know there's people out there promoting it. If you are going to ingest it, research like crazy and make sure you're using one that's meant to be ingested. It's a good quality cooking essential oil. There is such a thing as a cooking essential oil out there. And then when you do, my God, you are just using a drop, not a dropper. I used to have a coworker. I love her to death. And if she's watching this right now, you know who you are. But I love you to death. But I've had people think that a drop means a whole dropper. So, you know, the squeezy top and then the long skinny tube. I've had people think that a drop is a dropper. No, there's about 30 to 40 drops in a big dropper. So in that tube with the squeeze top at the top, Yeah, that can be equivalent up to 40, even maybe 50 drops, depending on how big the dropper is. When we're talking a drop, we are literally talking like a drop, like whenever that first raindrop falls from the sky and you barely see it hit your windshield and splash. That's a drop, not a dropper. So be very mindful if you are going to add any essential oils to this. But do know I don't fully support essential oils, even though I'm an aromatherapist, because over time and through education, people are overusing them, getting sensitivities. People like me who have allergies, it's not going to agree with everybody. So if you are using them, be very, 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 very careful and educate yourself. Don't just blindly dive into essential oils. Essential oils were traditionally made to be medicinal. You'll even sometimes see that word, medicinal essential oils. Medicinal, what do you hear there? Medicinal. That means that you're practicing a form of medicine when you are suggesting that people use essential oils. And if you're not a doctor, stop practicing medicine. Okay. I'm not completely against essential oils again. I know there's people out there who sell them, and kudos to you. I'm all about spreading the love of the healthcare industry, how to take good care of ourselves. But please spread that love with caution and educate the people that you're sharing this with. Don't just blindly tell them to use it. Okay. I do believe essential oils can be for anybody and everybody, but you use your head and share your knowledge. Don't just blindly push it to make money. Yes. All right. Anyways, that's my 2 cents. Also, any oil I mentioned, test it right here on the inner elbow. Make sure you don't have a huge reaction to it, and use them safely. Yeah, today, that's my spiel on some oils. Again, I could go on and on and on. There are so many good oils out there in those, but those are some good ones to get you started, a nice base, a foundation. Subscribe to me so that you can get more of these lovely podcasts, or listen to me on iTunes. So if you want to take this more mobile, iTunes is going to make it easier for you to listen while you're walking your dog, or if you don't have a dog, walk your neighbor's dog. And that's your Spotify, SoundCloud. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook, and give me some feedback. I'd love to have some feedback. Ask me questions, whatever it is. Let me know. I'd love to help you. But for today, this is where I'm going to leave you. So I leave you with peace, love, abundance, and namaste. Bye-bye.